let's talk about how to get a six-pack. From my experience in this matter, it is tailored by several cutting phases in the last 2 to 3 years, exploring various levels of body fat, various methods of getting there, such as keto, basic restriction, heavy cardio, and most recently going from 180 pounds down to 140. Now, could I tell you how to get a six-pack without having had one? Yes, absolutely, but my conviction would feel somewhat weaker for not having done that, and that I'm not content with. So with the benefit of that experience under my belt, let's plough forward and get you on the road to your dream physique. The first step to achieving anything should be understanding, because having a thorough understanding of what needs to be done to achieve your goals ensures that any time you dedicate to the task at hand is not wasted. So to get started here, we first need to know what is a six-pack. A six-pack, as it's conventionally thought of, is what happens when you can see the abdominals clearly defined on the body. It's also worth noting that the term abs refers to a group of muscles, not just one thing, but this is a result of low body fat percentage. Now this varies from person to person, but generally speaking, men will have a good looking set of abs at around 10 to 12% body fat, whereas women will be sporting an enviable physique at around 18 to 20. The most important thing to keep in mind when moving forward is that everyone has abs. This guy, this guy, this guy, this guy, this guy, this guy. Everyone has abs. Because if you didn't, you'd be watching this video like this. This is bothersome. Every human being has abs. The reason not all of us have six-packs, so again, six-pack is a generalization because some people are weird, is because for the vast majority of people, your abs are obscured by a very stubborn and, in most cases, very healthy layer of body fat. So let's start off with a question. In my transformation from this to this, or this to this, how much time would you estimate per week that I dedicated purely to abdominal-related exercises? Not specific reps of punches, sit-ups, or rocket raises, anything like that. How much time overall? Hazard a guess if you would like. The answer is none. Nothing. Zip nada. Not a single second in the entire time that I spent pursuing these physiques was dedicated towards abdominal exercises. And that might be surprising for a lot of people. And the reason it's surprising is because of this. The overabundance of six-pack in 30 days, 60-second ab work media is insane. I will tell you this, anyone who tells you that doing sit-ups or crunches will get the average person a six-pack is either misinformed or lying to you because I want you to buy something. So I don't need to do crunches. No, you absolutely do not. The abdominals are one of the most utilized muscle groups in the entire body. They stabilize your core when you're standing up, sitting down, lying down, jumping. They are constantly in use. And I can guarantee you that your abs and mine in this aesthetically manly picture are somewhat similar. The most important factor in the clarity of your abdominal muscles is body fat percentage. But Steve, you can make your abs stronger. Yes, you absolutely can, as with any other muscle. And training your abdominals can improve the clarity of them at slightly higher body fat percentages. With really good ab work, a guy might be able to get decent abs at as high as 14% body fat as a ballpark. Then why are you telling us not to do them? Because for the vast majority of people, the reason that they don't have the physique that they want is because of body fat percentage. And doing abdominal exercises is not the best way to deal with body fat percentage. It's just not. I don't care how many crunches a guy does, if he's not at low body fat, he ain't gonna have good abs. Ah, curses, my abs are obscured by a layer of body fat. I know. I'll do a load of ab exercises so that my abs look better underneath that layer of body. So that time that a hypothetical person spends grinding out reps of sit-ups or crunches would be far better spent walking, running, doing some cardio, doing deadlifts, weighted chin-ups, something more suited for burning off that fat. Here's the logic for me. If someone's asking me how to get a six-pack, they don't have a six-pack. If they don't have a six-pack, they're not at a low body fat percentage. If they're not at a low body fat percentage, they won't be able to see the results of ab work that they do. So all those ab training videos are useless? That is a far too general dismissal. Ab training is not a bad thing. Having a stronger set of abs, a stronger core is fantastic. What I'm saying is there are few circumstances where I personally would program ab-specific training over anything else for achieving a goal. For losing body fat, no. Walk, swim, jump rope. For losing weight, no. Sort out your eating habits. For getting a stronger core overall, no. Because it's likely you'll get enough stimulation from deadlifts, squats, weighted chin-ups, exercises that are also working other muscle groups and making good use of your time. In fact, ab work I personally believe is more merited is working the oblique muscles, or the sides of the abdominals, because they are somewhat less utilised than the rest of the abdominals, but contribute equally to the overall appearance. So while ab training is not overall a bad thing, for the vast majority of people, that time would be better spent put towards something else, and you can get a really good-looking set of abs without any specific work at all in that area. So, in order to get a six-pack, we need to be at a low body fat percentage. And the way to do that is to put your body into a caloric deficit. For a more comprehensive idea on how to do that, I can recommend checking out the video I did on how to lose weight, which is contained in the Essentials playlist on the homepage of workoutways.co.uk or linked in the description. Your body likes fat. It doesn't like to lose it. This is especially true for guys' bellies, right? It's why the stereotypical dad beer gut exists. Male bodies in particular like to store fat here. And it's more visible here than in other areas. Thus, it will seem like you're losing fat almost everywhere else before you start seeing it go in your abdominals. In order for your body to consistently lose fat, you will have to put yourself in a caloric deficit for an extended period of time. This is difficult. Even more so because you can't just starve yourself. Right? If you are not eating, your body is going to go, oh no, there's no food, and it's going to start clinging on to as much as possible. You're going to have cravings, it's going to be horrible, and it's just going to be really unpleasant. At the extreme end, close to starvation, it can even start cannibalizing muscle in a process called catabolysis. This is not good. Instead, you should aim to create a slight deficit within a balanced diet rich in protein, fibre, fats, and a moderate amount of carbohydrates. Again, the most important thing here for your weight is the calorie count. As you all know, if you watch my video on how to lose weight, you can lose weight eating nothing but chocolate. Right? It's harder, your physique will suffer for it, and you eventually die, but you can do it. Calories in versus calories out is once again the law. In addition, to help retain as much muscle as you can during that caloric deficit, incorporating resistance training into your schedule is a must. You need to say to your body, hey, this is important, we need this, so that when your body looks around for energy, it takes it from your stored fat, which is exactly what we are after. First off, I'll start by saying I do not recommend that anyone do what I do. Losing 20 pounds in 1 month or even 40 pounds in 2.5 isn't particularly healthy or advisable, even if you know exactly what you're doing. More importantly, it's incredibly taxing on the body and it is not sustainable long term. When it comes to your body, the longer it takes to get it, the easier it is to keep it. And that applies to just about everything, good and bad. My recommendation for weight loss is to lose at most 1 kilo per week. Now, you may have heard that a six-pack is made in the kitchen, and yes, diet is absolutely the most important factor. But lifestyle and exercise should not be discounted. For me, during my 20-pound cut, I restricted my caloric intake to around 1,800 calories per day, a balance of 40% protein, 30% carbohydrates, and 30% fats. I estimated this would lose me about 1.7 pounds per week. Now, these numbers obviously will be different for different people, and if you want more specific info on that, see the How to Lose Weight video. In addition to that, while still pursuing my standard workout routine, I walked a lot. I walked for an hour and a half in the morning, I paced throughout the day, and before bed, I would put a film on Netflix, and I'd walk on the treadmill for the entire thing. Anywhere from an hour and a half to 2.5 hours every single day. This resulted in me losing about 5 pounds per week. I'd estimate about 1.7 pounds from the diet and about 4.3 pounds from the lifestyle and walks. I would have lost weight on the diet alone, but walking and being active as much as I was encouraged my body to burn more fat than it otherwise would have, enabling me to lose a huge amount of weight while still eating a healthy amount, while still saying to my body, hey, it's okay, you're getting food, you are getting food, you're gonna be fine, let's just take a bit more energy from our stored fat. Okay, body, okay, you fat bastard. And this is genuinely my greatest recommendation to anyone who wants to lose weight or burn fat. Walk. At any and every opportunity, walk. Got something defrosting in the microwave? Walk. Watching a film? Walk. Playing your Nintendo Switch, which you won while watching my stream at twitch.tv/06Wallst? Walk. Exporting this video? Walk. Purchasing a program over at workoutways.co.uk? Walk. Your body burns more calories throughout the day by existing, by sustaining itself, than most of us ever will through exercise. Check out this challenge video making clear the distinction between how easy it is to eat versus burn 10,000 calories, linked in the description. Point being that burning calories through exercise is not easy, not very time efficient. Standing up, not even walking, just standing up as opposed to sitting down, can burn up to twice as many calories as sitting. Twice as many! That is gargantuan! I cannot express to you how massive a difference that is. Every additional second that you can spend standing up, or better yet, walking or pacing back and forth, will pay off massively in the long run in terms of fat loss. If you can buy yourself a cheap treadmill, even one that just goes at a relaxed walking pace, the difference you will make by placing that in front of your TV, spending your evening time that you have, maybe you have half an hour, 45 minutes, an hour, spending that time walking at a relaxed, walking, sustainable pace will make huge, huge differences for weight loss. If you want a six-pack, walk. Here's what I recommend for a person looking to get a six-pack and keep it long-term. 5 steps for you. 1. Download MyFitnessPal. This is a free calorie counting app, and it's one that I personally use. What you want to do is enter your details and say that you want to lose 0.2 to 0.5 kilos per week. It's then going to give you an estimate of how many calories you need to eat to get to that particular goal. I recommend splitting your macros into 40% protein, 30% fats, and 30% carbohydrates. Do remember, all of this should be thought of as guides as opposed to hard and fast rules. 2. Start logging your meals, keeping track of what you eat. Now, this is fiddly with this app at first, but as you save your previous meals, it gets less bothersome with time. It will also help you intuitively understand your body's reaction to food, your basal metabolic rate, and eventually it will enable you to, as I can, gain or lose weight at will. Remember that as you lose weight, your body's energy expenditure, energy requirement will go down. So it's worth re-entering your details every month or so just to ensure you're still on track. 3. Start walking. The ability to basically double your caloric expenditure at will is simply an insurmountable asset. There is no greater tip I can espouse to you than at every opportunity, Walk. Stand instead of sitting. Walk. Pace around the room, back and forth. At any opportunity, try to be active and moving as opposed to sedentary. I swear to the almighty, buying a treadmill and walking on it at a relaxed pace every time you have a spare opportunity will do wonders. If you have a desk job, consider getting an under-desk cycle or even a standing desk to try and convert your sedentary time into active time. This is, in my opinion, the single greatest weapon that you will have against fat. Just to give you an idea, I'm going to use some pessimistic numbers here. This is Stan. Stan has a base metabolic rate of about 1,100 calories, meaning by sitting down all day like the lazy bumhole he is and doing absolutely nothing, he burns 1,100 calories. That's about 90 calories per hour. Fortunately, he's also eating 1,100 calories, meaning he is calorically neutral. He's not gaining or losing weight, right? If Jimmy converted just 3 hours a day from sitting down to standing up, not even walking, he would burn an additional 270 calories. It's good, isn't it, Jimmy? What on you? That's about 1,850 calories per week. That's half a pound of weight loss in a week simply by standing up. Gets even better if you're pacing back and forth. Weaponizing your downtime is one of the single greatest advantages you have against weight loss and fat loss long term. I was going to do this joke where I turned him to look at me, but you could see my hand going on. Ah, dang it. Fourth, start resistance training. Having more muscle doesn't just make you look better, it helps prevent injury, it keeps you healthier overall. And in addition, it makes it far easier for you to lose weight. Allow me to explain. Muscle is denser than fat, meaning that 1 pound of muscle will sit in a smaller space than 1 pound of fat. That same 1 pound of muscle requires more energy to sustain than that 1 pound of fat. To explain why this is so important, let's conservatively say that a pound of fat will burn about 2 calories per day at rest, doing nothing else, whereas a pound of muscle will burn 6. Let's take me as an example. At the start of 2020, I weighed 136 pounds. At my heaviest since, I weighed 180. I think it'd be fair to say between these two photos, I put on 15 pounds of muscle. Could be more, could be less, right? With these numbers, with the additional 15 pounds of muscle that I have, I burn an additional 90 calories per day. Now that doesn't seem like much, maybe you're thinking, oh that's nothing at all, until you realise that that is everything. It's passive. It's like training passive regeneration in an RPG. When you have more muscle, your body requires more energy to do everything. It requires more energy while sleeping, while sitting, while standing, while working out, while walking, while running, while speaking. Every single thing that you do requires more energy from your body. And as such, you have to eat a lot more to maintain the same weight, and you have to eat a lot more to put on weight. Remember how we talked about your body requiring more energy to sustain itself throughout a day than you can burn by exercising. This is why resistance training is effective for weight management long term. Not because a session in the gym lifting weights burns a huge amount of calories, it doesn't. Instead, it's because putting more muscle on your frame increases the amount of energy that your body uses. And this is borne out through my experience. When I'm on a weight gain phase, I truly find it shocking how much I have to consume to gain the weight I want to. It is hard for me sometimes to gain weight because I have much more muscle than I used to. My body functions differently, it uses the energy in different ways. Again, this ties into weaponizing your downtime. There are few better ways of doing that than by increasing the energy your body needs to do literally everything. I recommend for weight training programming, visit my website at workoutways.co.uk. Here I offer flexible training programs for home or the gym, no equipment or full equipment, regardless of your experience level. Every program comes with access to a resource page, which has contained there a read-through guide where I read through your entire program with you, form guides for every one of the exercises in your program, and full video guides of every single workout in your program as well, so that you never feel lost when you are doing a workout and you're always sure of how to perform it and how to proceed. So I'll leave the link to that in the description if you are interested. Number 5. Manage your expectations. Losing fat and weight will and should take a long time. That weight did not get there overnight, and it's not going to disappear overnight either. In order to get a six-pack, you are going to have to maintain a caloric deficit for an extended period of time. If I followed the advice in this video from my physique at 180 pounds, I'd expect to take maybe a year at minimum to look like I did here. It takes time. So don't become discouraged if you don't see results within the first week. It takes time, it takes effort, it takes time to see the results that you want. But the longer it takes you to get something, the easier it is to keep it. And when you finally reach the physique that you're happy with, you can shoot for caloric neutrality and try and maintain it for as long as you want. Before you embark on a journey like this, I want you to be certain of why you want it. A lot of people want a six-pack to look good, and that's fine, there's absolutely nothing wrong in that ambition. But please do remember, a six-pack doesn't mean you're fit. A six-pack doesn't mean you're healthy. A six-pack does not mean you are strong. I can guarantee you that any natural person will be weaker at a lower body fat percentage than they are at a regular one, at their standard walking about weight. Thing is, we prize having a six-pack in our culture because we are surrounded by such luxury and excess that it makes it genuinely hard to not be overweight. But this guy has a six-pack, as does this guy. Making changes to your body should be about what's healthy and best for you. And for many a natural athlete, walking around with a six-pack is not their most comfortable or the most healthy thing for their body. Having a healthy layer of fat over your abs is a good thing. In addition, for those of you interested in making the changes that I have, being in the state you need to be in order to get a six-pack compromises your body's ability to grow muscle at its optimal rate. Now, you can still grow in a caloric deficit, especially if you are a beginner. Certainly possible. Can you build muscle in a caloric deficit as quickly as you would in a surplus? No. No, you cannot. This is why a lot of lifters go through cycles of bulking and cutting. So the bulking period is a period where they build as much muscle as they can in a caloric surplus, so they're gaining weight, and they take the expected and inevitable amount of fat that comes with it. Then, when they reach a certain point, they will enter a period of cutting. This is a period where they eat in a caloric deficit. They are losing weight, and their training is designed to retain as much muscle as they can whilst their body is losing fat. They rinse and repeat. It's one of the best ways for a natural athlete to achieve an impressive physique long term. But that does mean that you're not going to have a six-pack year round. It's why it's very rare for people to have a six-pack long term, because it is very, very difficult and impossible for a human body to grow at its peak potential whilst in a deficit. So thank you for watching, everyone. I very much hope that you found this video enlightening. Share your experience, your thoughts with me in the comments. Discuss with each other. Learn, share your views, and if you're interested, check out workoutways.co.uk. I have fitness programs designed for people who know absolutely nothing and fancy making good health changes. Also, there's a link to the Essentials playlist down in the description as well. Videos such as how to lose weight and how to build muscle are contained there as well, which I recommend you check out if you are interested. Thank you so much, and best of luck on your fitness journey.